Hello and welcome to another episode of Vegan Cheesecake. I'm Dave Huffman, bitchy vegan homo.
And I am your girl, Vegan Vicki from Urban Sweetness.
That's right, she is. That's exactly who she is.
Yes, that is who I am.
So today we're going to be talking about episode 25 of season 1 of The Golden Girls. It was weirdly the episode called The Way We Met.
Yes.
So it's the last episode of the season where they kind of do a flashback of how they met. Yes. And, of course, it's also the very first episode where they bond over cheesecake. Which is why we called this podcast Vegan Cheesecake. That's right. So, this one's good because it's got a lot of food stuff for us to kind of talk about, and also all the great little weird things that, you know, kind of set up the story of who the characters are and everything. Let's talk about roommates, because this is all about them getting roommates.
Right.
Now, do you have any roommates currently other than Zoe, your dog?
No, my sister.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
right.
My sister and I.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Zoe... So we know how you guys met then.
Yes, but you know what? One thing about it, my sister and I, we're thick as thieves now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we were younger, but... She's my bestie.
Aw, that's sweet.
She is.
That's nice.
Yes.
Well, my roommates are, of course, 4 cats, a giant dog, and Nick.
Love them.
Yeah.
And love them all.
Love them all. And what I love about this episode and the flashback where Blanche meets Rose when she's putting up her little, roommate wanted.
Yeah.
And she's there, and the reason she got kicked out of her apartment was because
she
had Mr. Peepers. Yeah,
yes.
She rescued a kitty. And I think... all of my cats are technically rescue cats. One of them was,
I didn't know that.
One of them, my giant cat Lois.
Yeah,
she lived in my backyard one whole summer.
Okay,
and I just befriended her, and she slept in the same spot in my backyard so much that there was a cat-shaped dead patch of grass in the backyard where she curled up every day. Yeah, it literally was like this half moon of she slept in the same spot of grass so much she killed that spot of grass. And then as soon as the weather started to get bad, I'm like, I can't leave her out there. I just have to bring her in.
Yeah.
So just like Rose, I have too big of a heart.
I know, and you brought
and I took her in.
Your own Mr. Peepers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's about 3 Mr. Peepers. She's a big girl.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She is.
We're staring at her right now. Yeah, she's
thick.
She is a thick lady.
She is thick, honey.
She just walked away. All the other cats
thick
get put away.
They go in all the right places. Gone, boo.
All the other cats get put away because they're crazy and they be making noise. But Lois, she's not as active.
No, she just finds her spot and just sit down.
But I did love that Rose, because Betty White is also known for being a big animal lover and animal person. So so that makes sense for the character of Rose Nyland to have those qualities as well.
Yes.
And I like whenever Dorothy comes into the picture. After the crazy psychic, she's there just as the crazy psychic lady is
Don't
looking
move here.
Yeah,
someone was killed in this house.
Something bad, and apparently had a vision of what she thought was a woman being tortured. But Blanche just
says, "Oh no, that was my date."
Yeah.
If they was talking about the white nurse's uniform, that was my date from the other night.
But it was a French maid's uniform,
right?
Not a nurse. Yeah.
Oh, it was French maid.
It was a French maid. I mean, in her vision, the psychic thought it was a nurse. But anyway, we're all over the map today.
Yeah.
But so this was actually, I think, one of the funnier episodes.
Yeah,
it's
that
just
was
got
funny.
A lot of really good stuff in it.
Yeah.
And it starts out with them being afraid, and why they're up all night, and why they end up bonding over the cheesecake. It's because they're all afraid of watching Psycho.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I mean, I love Psycho, but it never certainly scared me per se.
No, it didn't scare me at all. No.
You're not afraid of taking a shower alone like Blanche is?
No.
Yeah.
That I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I prefer to shower alone. I don't really like when someone else is in the shower with me.
Can't say that. Well, okay, I'm not going to go there.
No, go there. It's all right.
It's a family show. No.
But I really do. It really does bother me. I prefer to no, I just want to be in the shower by myself. Unless it's a really fancy shower that can accommodate that. But a normal house shower where one of you is always cold, one of them, it's
and
just,
you know what?
It's stupid.
I hate I know this is so off. So I hate when the shower curtain touches me because first of all, I hate wet clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be washing dishes, and if a little water gets on my shirt, I have to stop because it's just the freakiest feeling to me.
Oh.
So it's even when the shower curtain.
So all those wet t-shirt contests you won?
Yeah, I mean that was back. Maybe that's the trauma from it.
That's it.
The
that's
trauma
why.
from it. You know,
right. That's what I like about the show. It's therapeutic.
Right. There you go.
You hadn't even thought about those repressed memories.
I didn't. They were so repressed. And
trauma,
thank you for bringing it back up.
You're welcome. The trauma from all of those, from those, from spring break.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, that's good to know. I'll make sure that I don't ever throw a water balloon at you.
Please. Yeah. That would just be. Yeah, I just hate that feeling.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So you don't like when the shower curtain touches you?
No.
Okay.
And it's like, I have to make sure that I have all the magnets on there, and then I have to gear the water kind of towards the shower curtain. Mm-hmm. So I'm like,
I hear you. So I only, when you're used to showering at your own place, so you know how things work. But then like if you stay over someplace or at a hotel or something, and just... The aerodynamics are different, and like all of a sudden the shower curtain blows in more. Does that really freak you out then?
Yes, I don't like that either. So hopefully, but they have like the one, where it splits. So that's pretty much like on the magnets, like really attached there.
So wouldn't it bother you? You'd be less bothered by like Norma Bates coming in to kill you in the shower as long as the shower curtain didn't touch you?
Exactly.
Okay.
First of all, I'd be like, why are you in here? I need you to go.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think...
when the sister comes out like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been the little victim like Janet Leigh in the shower.
No.
You would have grabbed that knife and chased her out. Yeah.
Right.
Mother Bates would have been running.
Thank you. Yeah. You better get your son.
I like the image of that though.
Right.
Where it turns the table. Instead of like the woman being the victim in the shower, you just grab the knife
and
you start chasing the killer.
That would be because you catch him off guard.
So you're not like Dorothy then. You're not a scaredy cat like Dorothy.
No. No, I get my whole adrenaline gets to going and I get a little psycho.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so
I believe it. If you can't tell from the sound of her voice, folks, believe me. It's in her eyes.
You know what? I just choose to use my powers for good now.
Well, that's all. Nice.
That's all.
So when they're all too scared to sleep, Rose remembers that they have a frozen cheesecake. But she's like, oh, there's a frozen chocolate cheesecake in the freezer. So what are they eating? Like are they going to let it thaw?
No.
Or they're just going to eat a frozen cheesecake?
Well, maybe they were up for so long they let it, they talked for a while.
Well, they did because they run out of like sprinkles and then they want to get whipped cream. But then Blanche has it in her bedroom.
It's by my nightstand.
Yeah, so they're not as interested then.
They're like, forget it. Yeah. That's okay.
Since I've been making all of my own like baked goods and things like that for so long, I do remember, since my mom was a terrible cook, she would always have those like Sara Lee like frozen. She would buy like frozen cheesecakes or those like Sara Lee like cakes and stuff. And then if you wanted one, you'd have to plan in advance. It's not like you can't spontaneously be like, oh, I want this.
Right.
You got to wait 4 hours or whatever for it to thaw out.
And then the outside would be thawed, but then you get in the inside and little
ice crystals. Right. It's so gross. So the idea of them just plopping down there and chiseling away at some giant chocolate frozen cheesecake.
It's not, it's not cool.
Well, I did recently have a very good slice of vegan cheesecake, actually.
Really?
I did. I was in Pittsburgh, and I'm originally from Pittsburgh, so I was visiting family and friends, and we went out to Maiden. Have you ever heard of Onion Maiden?
Oh, my gosh. I want to go there so bad.
You and I will have to take a little Pittsburgh day trip and just eat our way through the city.
Yes.
I would love that, actually.
Absolutely.
So we'll do that.
Oh, the adventures.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a remote episode.
Yes.
So I had never eaten at Onion Maiden. I'd had their food because I helped with like an event for the like the vegan society there that puts on the Veg Fest, and Onion Maiden did most of the food and I did desserts, so I'd had her food, but I had not eaten at the restaurant. And it's great because they got like funny names on things. Like they do. Right. I had like the Headbanger Balls, and stuff like that. So, and Straight to Hell, that was another one of my meals last night. I love
their names.
Because we didn't just order one thing, and honestly, my fiance is known for ordering dessert first. So for our appetizer, we ordered 3 desserts. We had like
that's why I love Nick. That's why I love Nick.
We got like their chocolate tiramisu cake thing, and we got the featured cheesecake, which was a baked like vegan cheesecake with blueberries on it. It was delicious. and this like chocolate peanut butter torte kind of thing. So, but the cheesecake was really good. It was a very good creamy cheesecake. Okay. Yeah, it had a very nice texture to it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to Iron Maid to try to Onion Maid. Yeah. I say Iron Maid.
Well, that's the joke.
Bang your head.
Yeah.
But Onion Maiden for I don't know how long.
Yeah, me too.
I am so
I finally did it.
So I'm gonna live through you.
All right. Well, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And they had these poutine tater tots.
Yeah.
They were delicious.
Oh.
And we got their little cheese plate. They make their own like vegan cheese.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they made vegan deviled eggs. Ooh. Did you see those in the picture I posted?
Yeah.
They tasted good.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite sure what the white of the egg was made from. I need to find out what that was, but it was good. Like the kind of the deviled kind of yolky part was more delicious than the white part.
Okay.
That was just sort of like nothing to kind of hold the delicious.
Okay.
You know.
But yeah, they are. Yeah, I stalked their
That's
Instagram
really good.
And all
good
Facebook
food.
and stuff.
I recommend it. And if you're in or around Pittsburgh or find yourself driving through there, go there. But my number one thing that you have to get when you're in Pittsburgh is from Spec Brothers.
Is that
the cheesesteak? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When you went live.
Yeah.
I was like, you went live, you bid it. I was like,
yeah, I did a little like live Instagram thing from that. But the best thing about the best thing that they have there at Spec Brothers is in my opinion, is the vegan cheesesteak. Oh. Their seitan is amazing. It's all just delicious. The bread they use is amazing.
Yeah,
the roll is so good. It is just a sloppy mess to eat, so you know it's extra good.
That's the best. Yeah. Little cheese on your lip.
It's just all,
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what all they do to it, but it's amazing.
Oh my gosh, because I was like, I'm so jealous.
I have gotten so many friends addicted to those, like people that aren't from Pittsburgh. Right. If you go there, you have to get them, or I'll bring some back sometimes for people.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't like you enough to bring you back.
I was like,
so
I felt that I was gonna let it pass, but I said, so you bring it back for people,
but not you.
Okay, but not.
I didn't bring any back this time, but. So I went there one time with a friend, and you either get a 6-inch or a 12-inch sub,
right?
And she got a 6-inch, and I said, "You're going to regret that, because she ate it very quickly, and then she had nothing else. So it was her own damn fault. And we didn't eat it there, so she couldn't eat another one. We had like taken it in the car, we picked it up and left, and so I'm like, "That's the worst decision you've made." And she later agreed that she was an idiot.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. Okay, so that I have to hit that up.
You do.
And Onion Maiden.
And surprisingly, it reheats really well. Just like the other half, like if you just put it in the microwave for a minute, it reheats very well.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my tip, everybody.
I'm coming for you. What is it, Spaz?
It's not Spaz Brothers. Spac.
Spac.
It's one letter away from Spaz.
Sorry, Spec Brothers.
SPAK.
No disrespect.
That's all right. Spec Brothers.
Spec Brothers. No disrespect to you.
On Penn Avenue in Pittsburgh. Delicious. Okay. And I wish that I wish I could have one. If I lived close by, I would have one of those every day, and I'd weigh 600 pounds.
Oh, that is so. Yeah,
they're delicious, but they are. I'm sure. I don't even want to know how fatty that is.
Oh no, no, that's one of those things again, you just go.
I ordered 3 desserts as an appetizer, so who am I to be like calorie counting all of a sudden?
Now you calorie count. Okay.
Yeah, we ordered a ridiculous amount of food at Onion Maiden, but I wanted to try a lot of things.
Absolutely.
So we had multiple desserts, multiple entrees, multiple everything, just because I wanted to sample a lot of things.
That's what's up.
And it was delicious. Now, did you get to eat out anywhere this week, or was it another week where you just only ate food that you made?
I'm thinking I had. Oh, you know what? I did kind of eat out somewhere where I just got like a veggie, like a veggie Philly, but I made them make it for me.
Gotcha.
So it was good.
It was okay, but
but it was like it wasn't.
So it wasn't like a vegan place. It was a place that you just was like, you have nothing on this menu for me to eat. Do this.
So what I need you to do is make this for me.
Who did you go to eat with that you ended up at a place that had like literally nothing else for you to eat?
Well, my sister.
Oh, okay.
We were actually coming from somewhere. And I was like, I'm hungry, but I didn't have anything ready at home. And she wanted to get something from this place. And I was like, oh, okay,
You had to make something.
Yeah.
Because I sort of feel like, as a general rule, vegans sort of dictate where the group eats.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's true.
I don't think restaurants understand that very well, because there's just so many restaurants out there that they think, oh, well, I'm not going to have a vegan thing on the menu because I don't sell that much of it.
Right.
What they don't understand is they're losing a lot of business because that table doesn't even come into your restaurant.
Right. Because if you did, guess what? We would come there.
Yeah. I walked into a restaurant here in Cleveland. I will leave it nameless because I know the owner and I like the owner quite a bit. Okay. They had a new chef, though, and I used to eat there pretty frequently. And we went in, and there was literally nothing on the menu anymore that I could eat other than like their little house salad.
Yeah.
Now, they would have made me something.
Absolutely.
But I don't like to do that because I'm sort of like, if you make me feel like I'm so high maintenance that you have to make something like that, you don't even recognize me as a person so much that I'm not even represented as an option on your menu, then I don't really need to eat here.
Right.
So there was 8 of us. So 8 of us got up and left and went somewhere else.
Wow.
So that was a lot of money that restaurant lost that day. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying about restaurants. Maybe you only will sell a couple of those vegan entrees a week or whatever, but you might have.
But
it wasn't just that one meal.
A lot of times when you come in, you're coming in with a group.
Yep.
So you're missing out on stuff. But you know what else is a pet peeve of mine?
Let's hear
for certain restaurants. Why is it that like they think like a vegan go-to is like a portobello mushroom?
Oh, that's one of my greatest.
That is the worst.
It is.
That is the worst. So listen, if you're out there, you have a restaurant, whatever, don't throw a portobello mushroom on we have a vegan burger. It's a portobello mushroom.
Right.
I'm like, boo.
No, 100%. That is
like such a pet peeve of mine.
That is absolutely with me as
that's
well.
The worst.
And I actually made a meme about that I posted. It was like, and I think I actually used Dorothy from the Golden Girls.
Did you?
I think I.
Wait,
I totally did. It's it's Dorothy making a face, and it's like me when the only vegan option on the menu
remember that. Yeah.
is a lazy portobello mushroom burger. Because,
and I'm like, dude, that's not. I don't want that.
No. And there's no nutritional value, really.
Nothing.
Very little in a portobello mushroom.
And I'm like, that's okay. First of all, that's not protein.
No.
And
that drives me nuts when you go into a place and like, oh, pick your protein. And one of the proteins is a mushroom.
I'm like, that's not a protein.
Yeah, there's no protein really in there.
Yeah, that is so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's all. No, we have the same. I think most vegans have the same pet peeves because we all hear the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And, like, where do you get your protein from?
Yeah,
and what do you eat other than salad? Because that's all we eat.
Oh, my gosh, there's so much more.
Look at that cheesesteak and those 3 desserts I had last night.
Right.
That was not a salad.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And the cheesesteak. The cheesesteak.
It was so good. I know what I want to talk about, though, with the show when we're talking about grocery shopping.
Yes.
Because sometimes we're talking about some new products that we try in the vegan world out there, like the mass-produced things that people are putting out there.
Yeah.
But I liked Rosa's great tip on how to always know if a melon is ripe when she goes grocery shopping.
She just kept
eating
out the melon.
She takes she takes a penknife out or something and just starts taking out a chunk.
No.
But she's absolutely right. That is the best way to know if the melon.
That's definitely the best way.
It's not like she's wrong.
No, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
Might be a little unsanitary, but she is not wrong.
No, she's just rude, but she's not wrong.
I said, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then about when she kept correcting the prices. Oh my God. I was like.
I was going to ask you about that. So how often have you ever gone back into a store when something has rung up wrong or they forgot to charge you for something and said, hey, I was just in here, but I owe you another $4 or whatever. Have you ever done it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have done that at Whole Foods.
Uh-huh.
Back before I started making my own chocolate chip cookies.
Uh-huh.
They had the vegan chocolate chip cookies. So I had bought 2. And I don't know how I was looking at my receipt. I don't know why, but I saw they only rang me up for 1.
Oh.
And my conscience, I was like, oh my gosh.
You're just too good of a person.
I did. I went back in and I said, hey, I was like, you didn't charge me for a cookie. So the guy thought I said they overcharged me. And he said, oh, go get your refund at the... And I said, no. I said, you did not charge me for the cookie. I got 2. You only charged for 1.
Were they very confused?
And he looked at me like, he was like, just take the cookie. And I was like, okay. I said, look, Listen, I don't want any trouble.
Yep, I got you. Well, that's good that you're that honest.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, at Whole Foods.
Well, I inadvertently stole a packet of KoolAid.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Some store was like, 10 for whatever, $1, whatever it is. And I accidentally got 11.
You got 11.
And I got home and I realized that I had, I got multiple flavors, like 2 of every flavor. And then I had 3 of one thing. I was like, uh-oh. I did not go back and say, here's your other dime.
That's all
so
right,
I do feel bad.
That's a little packet.
Yeah, a little packet. Yeah,
right.
I felt like it wasn't worth the energy of going back and saying.
Right.
So maybe the next time I ever find myself buying KoolAid, I'll pay for one that I didn't get, just so it balances out.
Right.
Because, not that I drink a lot of KoolAid, but every once in a while.
You like it?
It's like a little blast from the past.
Yeah, it is.
And I've actually been wanting to do something with the KoolAid and baking.
Ooh.
Like, use it to make just insane, like charcoalberry fin cupcakes or something. I think that would be fun.
Awesome.
So maybe that'll be my next little adventure.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Charcoalberry fin.
I think that's still a flavor, isn't it?
It's something like charcoalberry something. It's like a something berry something.
Yeah, something berry something. There you go.
Berry something.
I think you need to have your own line of powdered drinks.
They call them like that.
But I'm saying yours should be like names like that. Charcoalberry something.
Yeah.
And I like that.
That little sassiness with it.
The urban sweetness powdered drink.
Yes, coming soon.
I like it.
But you know what else I got? Well, no, it's not like an instance of. I got a pack of Gardein. I think it was burgers. And it said 4 in there, and there was 5 patties in there.
Oh, you got a bonus one.
It was like, I posted it. I was like, it's my lucky day. It's Christmas.
So you're saying like the machine that packed that bag
gave me one
gave
extra
you a bonus one.
And one probably only had 3 in it.
You're right.
Whoever that went to. Sorry, I ate your burger.
Well, don't you know the person that only got 3? They absolutely went back to the store and was like, "Hey,
they probably did.
I only got 3."
But then they're gonna say, you could have ate that." Sorry.
Well, but then they might, if they have such an honest face.
That's true.
Maybe the person had previously gone back in and paid for a cookie that they had inadvertently stolen, and they you are an honest person, so that's what it's all about.
What else had me cracking up? Oh, when Blanche was talking about Dorothy's pepperoni.
That's because, was that the one where Sophia, is that in that same episode where that's all Sophia wanted was a pepperoni? There was like one other episode. I think I've watched so many recently. That's all that Sophia
did she
wanted.
Have it in her? Wait, no.
Nah, anyway, but yeah, so she bought the pepperoni. It was all about them. They were going to split the bill when they went grocery shopping evenly, but
Dorothy didn't like the pork roast.
Right, there was and the oysters that Blanche wanted to buy for an aphrodisiac for her date.
She wasn't paying for that. Oh yeah, the pork loin, the oysters, and the pepperoni. Mm-hmm. And then, what do you think about cereal?
Oh, so that's right, because Dorothy, when they got home, puts the Raisin Bran in the fridge. Who on earth would ever? What kind of savage creature is?
Right, I don't understand.
I've never seen anybody put cereal in a refrigerator.
No, and
that's
then
bonkers.
Rose said it should be out in an airtight canister, not only for it to be visually appealing, but you can see how many raisins they cheated you out of.
Exactly. She's right.
That's true.
So I side with Rose on this one. Yes, your cereal should be in a visually appealing container.
Right.
Not that any of mine is, but it should be.
I'm like, I just keep it in a box on the fridge.
Yeah. But I don't eat a whole ton of cereal. Like I might have a bowl every 2 weeks kind of thing. Like it's not my go-to thing. Yeah. I don't always eat breakfast. Okay. And if I do, it's probably not going to be a bowl of cereal. Cereal to me is more like, it's like a late night snack more than it is a breakfast thing.
Yes, I was going to say sometimes I'll eat a bowl of cereal for dinner.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or I'm just like, okay, I just want cereal.
But Nick is the kind of person who there is, and I quote, no food in the house if there isn't cereal in the house. Because he will like just eat it any time of the day. And he's like, there's nothing here to eat. I'm like, there's tons of food. But what he's really saying is there's no cereal because that's what he just wants to have.
Right. What kind of cereal does he like?
We usually buy one of the kashis and things like that because I used to buy a lot of the cereals actually because that vitamin D supplement or they're not vegan. Like you would think they'd be vegan, but then they're not. So you got to kind of look for that. But so usually we have like kashi. I think we have like a blueberry crunch or the vanilla little wheat ones. Those are pretty good. So that's what we have on. And how about you? How many different kinds of cereal do you have? Do you buy like the sweet candy sugary ones that are like delicious treats, or do you have a more healthy cereal?
No, I usually get the what is it? It's by Whole Foods, but it's kind of like the Frosted Flakes, but they're just sweet with the cane sugar.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I love those.
Okay.
Yeah, like the corn flake type. Yeah.
So a good American classic cereal is what you like there. Okay.
With bananas.
Oh yeah.
That's it right there.
It's delicious.
And the vanilla. When I do cereal, I like to do the vanilla soy milk.
Yeah.
Give it a little extra kick.
Okay, so let's talk about that right now, about flavored and sweetened soy milks versus unsweetened soy milks, because I know you were talking last time about using the, or in a previous episode talking about using the unsweetened Ripple when you made your stuff. So this week I went to make an Alfredo sauce, and I wasn't really thinking. I wasn't planning on making it. I was just like, I'm going to make this Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
And all I had was regular, like sweetened. It wasn't vanilla, but it was like sweetened soy milk.
Sweetened regular. All right.
And I didn't mind it, but I had a friend over for dinner that night, and he thought it was disgusting because it had a little bit like the sweetness really threw it off. And he wasn't wrong. Like I still found like, it's not right, but it wasn't terrible to me. It was terrible to him. And he's not the kind of person that wastes food. So when he wouldn't eat it, I'm like, maybe it's worse than I think it is.
You're like, wait a minute.
But I'm like, 100%, it is important to make sure you don't buy that you buy the unsweetened soy milk when you're going to do stuff like that, because I think someone had bought me the vanilla. I don't usually buy the vanilla soy milk even for like things like cereal or baking. I usually just use the regular because otherwise I'll end up forgetting, and then I'll put that in, and that would have been really disgusting.
I did that one time with mac and cheese.
Oh, you used the vanilla one?
It was a vanilla one, and because I had the unsweet and then I had a vanilla, and I just grabbed it and was measuring, just pouring and wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Because you know the thing, when you already know your risk, you just going and going. Didn't turn out quite like
like it was supposed to.
Yeah, it was not a good thing.
No,
it was not good.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well,
I just wasted 2 bags of cheese in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because you put you use the Daya? Okay. When I made this Alfredo sauce, I had put in like a half a cup or 3/4 of a cup of the Follow Your Heart mozzarella and dissolve that in there to make it a little creamier. And actually, I was very happy with a lot of the this Alfredo experiment. And so when I make it again using that same recipe, just not with unsweetened soy milk,
original soy milk,
it'll be delicious.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, not just how I had it this time. It's all my fault.
No, it's okay.
Well, it is my fault. I'm the one that picked it up and did it.
I didn't want to keep.
I can't blame anybody other than myself. Very rarely do I blame anybody other than myself for anything anyway. So I take responsibility.
That's all right.
We talked about our current roommates, but I wanted to ask you because Blanche was talking about the crazy old ladies that were in there.
Yeah.
That would bathe together and floss each other's teeth.
Yeah.
Those are her old roommates. And I love that image. They would floss each other's teeth.
Like, how does that?
I feel weird when I go to the dentist and the hygienist is doing that.
Right.
That's just weird.
And you're like, ooh.
And I had a friend years ago who was training. She is a dental hygienist now. And when she was in school, she needed people to be like her, test subjects, her guinea pigs.
Okay.
And I went down there, and it's especially weird when it's one of your good friends. Like, think about having like one of your good friends, and since it was school, it wasn't just like a 20-minute thing in the thing. I was in that chair for like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh!
With her hands in my mouth. Ooh. That's a weird experience.
You're like, you know what?
I feel closer to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really do.
Besties.
I just ran into her at our high school reunion. I was reminiscing about that. She'd kind of forgotten about it. if you needed me to floss your teeth, certainly I would help you floss your teeth. I
know you would.
Yeah, it would bring us.
That's why I love you.
Aw, thanks.
Have you had bad roommates?
I've never really had a bad roommate, not a nightmare roommate. When I went to college, it was the first time I ever had to have a roommate, and I went to Bowling Green, and I was an honor student. I went in for honors housing because I figured, this is good because I won't end up with like some big football player jock guy as my roommate. Like, I'd rather live with some little quiet, nerdy, like academic kid than like some like partying like football player.
Okay.
And so I get there, and my roommate my freshman year was someone who was a third semester freshman. So, like, he just hadn't had enough credit. So, he wasn't even really a freshman. He was really a sophomore.
Yeah.
So, he wasn't going through the whole weird freshman thing like I was. So, that was already weird. And he was an old football player.
Okay. Oh, so you got everything you did not want.
But then we ended up being like, we're still very close friends. We lived together for 3 years.
That's
so,
awesome.
like, we were great roommates. We're still very close.
Yeah.
And, so you never know is what I'm saying.
That's true.
Because, just because what you think in your head isn't exactly who you're going to click with.
Right.
We were great roommates. Yeah. We lived, we chose to live together after that.
Right.
It's not like
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've never really had a bad, but one of my friends, my senior year, he did have a real scary, weird roommate.
No.
Like, he came in and they were trying to light and smoke toothpaste one day. Like, I've never even heard of that.
Wow.
Like, is that a thing that people do? I've never even heard of someone trying to smoke toothpaste.
Smoke toothpaste.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm trying to really think, how would one do that? So
that was just sort of like the straw that broke the camel's back there, to use a very non-vegan friendly expression.
Smoke
So I offered to let him come live with me.
Absolutely.
And so until he got so for the rest of that semester, he slept on my living room floor in a beanbag chair. But, it was better than living with some weirdo that was trying to smoke toothpaste.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. That's too much.
Now, that was a bad roommate. How about you? What's your worst roommate?
You know what? I have not, let's see. I really haven't had any roommates. Now, I've shacked with some people before. And that was not.
That didn't work out so
good.
No,
it didn't.
Yeah.
But that was short lived because we didn't get along.
Yeah, well, that's a different thing than a roommate situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't really had any roommates.
Yeah. Well,
besides
that's good.
My sister and
you guys get along well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
That's it. But your sister is not vegan yet.
No, my sister is not vegan.
And I say yet because I assume that you every day are trying to convince her. I'm just kidding.
Well, you know what? No.
If she can't be convinced from your delicious cooking, I don't know what it's going to take.
Well, see, you know what? And my sister, I love her. She's just like,
that's all right.
Wow, this would be so good with some meat. She loves my mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I just try to lead by example.
That's what you can do.
That's all.
Yeah. Nick is not vegan either, but
right.
I do ask that he eats at least vegetarian around me, and he's respectful and he does that. So
yeah.
That's what I try to do. And he has definitely, his eyes have been opened since we've been together.
Yeah.
Like that, whatever people think.
Yeah.
He actually was defending tofu to someone yesterday.
Go, Nick.
Someone was saying, like, I don't really like tofu. Who's this guy who's not vegan or vegetarian or whatever.
Right.
And Nick's like, well, you just haven't had it right. Like, and I was like, it wasn't even me. I was like, Nick was the one doing it.
That's so funny. Like, my sister, she'll do that.
Yeah.
She's like, well, no, you don't. You have to have it. You didn't have it. Where did you have it from? Yeah. Because if you had it right, it would taste like what they're trying to cook it with.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it would be delicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, we need to do an episode on tofu.
We will absolutely do an episode on tofu.
Yes, because I think it's so misunderstood.
It is. You're right.
It's so misunderstood.
Mm-hmm. And it could be so many different things, including vegan cheesecake.
What?
Oh, and on that note, we're going to wrap up for this week.
Yes.
And again, I am Dave Huffman of Bitchy Vegan Homo. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter at Bitchy Vegan Homo. And my website is bitchyveganhomo.com. Oh, YouTube as well, Bitchy Vegan Homo on YouTube. And then there's also on Facebook, I am BVH Show, since Facebook wouldn't let me be Bitchy Vegan Homo on there. Both Vicki and I will be at the Vegan Flea Market as part of the Wellness Fair out at Pinecrest on September 21st. 28th, sorry, September 28th. That's right, 28th, yeah. There's too many things going on.
That's
I can't even tell. But yeah, the 28th will be out there.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it's your girl, Vegan Vicki of Urban Sweetness. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Urban_Sweetness. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
I get confused. Urban_Sweetness. You can check out my website, www.urbansweetness.com, for all the latest about urban sweetness.
All right.
I had to give him that voice.
I love that voice. Until next time. Thanks.
Peace out.